Okay, Saturday morning in the kingdom, and the ravens are squawking like an ex-wife. Just yak, 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 yak. Oh, as soon as you bring the camera out, the ravens are right there. I mean, the me phone. All right, the weather changed in our favor. It is now minus 14 Celsius, but feels like minus 23. Yes, it's windy. Yeah, I don't know about yesterday. That was strange. I felt like I was in Saskatchewan or my new home state of Wyoming. And when I move, when I retire, yes, and then on the yo-yo scale, +7. That's confusing, but feels like -9. Ooh, up and down. That's why it's called the yo-yo scale. All right, so today's going to be a shop day till the afternoon, and then the staff's going to come over and we're going to cut up some firewood because we kind of need it now that it's cold. Yes, and also, too, look what the staff bought. A red apple. Yes, it's red. It's at the end of the world, and it's not, how would you say, soggy or rotten or anything like that. Oh, these are good. I cut them up and share them with the dogs. I have to cut them small because of my teeth. See? Yeah. So that's why we kind of surprised that this apple is actually in good shape. Because usually anything that comes to the end of the world, how would you say, goes rotten right away because of the long trip, the long travel. Yes, and to get that soft bread is unreal up here because, yeah, we know when people bring bread from the south because it's soft. Here, it's up here, it's dry because it's been frozen or whatever. All right, so also, too, we're very pleased with the WASP flag for the ladies there. It's big, it's, how would you say, large, and it self-untangles itself. Not like the other smaller flags down here. Look at the flag exercise. I untangled him, and he's right back to being tangled up. But that's the state of his life since the day we got him. That's why he's the flag of exercise, because I have to reach up and untangle him all the time. All right, and also, too, the BJ team playing wreckage we salvaged last weekend. CF. SDS. Ooh, try and remember that sober. Yeah. Okay. It's a 1952, January 1952 model made for the Canadian Air Force. Yes, the flying group, not the comedy group. Yes. So there was a group of these Beech-18s made specifically for the Canadian Air Force. Yes, I got to try and stay focused. All right. So that's kind of interesting to know. And it crashed in 1973. I don't think it was in military or Air Force service very long. And then it went on to being floats. Yes. All right. So let's see if we can venture out of the host shack to enjoy the snowy kind of weather icky day. Yesterday it was too warm, too windy. Now today it's kind of chilly and windy. All right. I don't know where the sun is. And also, too, I had to clean the wood stove out because it was full of, how would you say, charcoal, nuts, bolts, hinges, you name it, nails, everything like that. So I had to clean the stove out because I need that stove today because I'm going to become a blacksmith. Yes, heat the steel up and beat it into submission. Oh, look at that wood smoke there. We're just getting the stove going. So a week of smoldering and ucky fires are nothing hot. Well, I'm going to get a good hot fire today so I can bend some steel. Yes, and then hopefully we can get a TD18 in the shop. Everything is coming according to plan. Oh, wait, we don't make plans. All right, I better go. Here comes the boss. Okay, just about lunchtime in the kingdom, and I'm Hercules. I was able to get that piece up on the workbench all by myself. I levered it, yes. And we used the flashlight to see as we're cutting because you got the helmet on or whatever and you're trying to cut and you can't see, so the flashlight guides you along the way so you can miss the line even if you can see it. All right, so let's go over here. Oh, went too fast. Even I got dizzy. All right, a little smoky in the shop here. That's because I just stocked up the wood stove. All right, there's the promo bike and the little flag of exercise. All right, so sitting on my bar stool here, I welded these little tabs on. This is pieces we cut off the plates yesterday. So that's for the jackal to hook, okay? Because we're going to heat these plates up, and then we're going to stick them on down here to make the curvature, all right? So the first thing that I spy with my little eye, guys, will say, well, if you got a curvature here, and you're pushing down here with the, how would you say, the frame, right? You've just built a teeter-totter. Yes, we did. But we also can put blocks over here, okay? When you go to salvage something, nothing straight, nothing square. We're not doing it on a cement pad. So what you do is you shove trees, everything in there, including the kitchen sink, to keep it from sinking, all right? But we have to have curvature here to back it up. As you can see, when we backed it in the shop here with no curvature, all it did was go down. Yes, it was a, how would you say, snowplowed, submarined. Yeah, U-boat dive. Yeah, so that's all it did. And at the front here, what I did was I used the template for the curvature of those winter skinny skis that I built. So once I get the back done, I jack this up and then I can put the plates on here. Now for us to bend that 3/8 material, all right, in the past we'd use the oxyacetylene torches and the big rosebud tip. But no, we live in wilderness Alaska. So here we go. We got the fire going here. Yes. I saved that good pallet from Johnny G the other day, because I don't know if it's a hardwood, an oak, or whatever, but it burns hot. So now I'll toss those plates in there, wait 1 hour, have lunch, and those plates will be nice and warm, and then I'll be able to bend them, in theory. Okay, I was on the way in the house for lunch, and I checked the wood stove to see how my baking of those steel plates were going, and they were red hot. So I had to drop everything and get them on. So I learned on this one over here that the jackal doesn't work, okay? Because all it did was lift up the thing, and the plate's cool in enough time that you actually weld the bottom parts on, okay? So over here, this was a lot faster because I had the chain hoist. All right, see how I wrapped it around there to get the fulcrunism or whatever, the leverism, to be transferred up to the top here, okay? So that's what this salvage sloop is all about. Winching, come along and jagging, making it work. So this one works out better. Plus I made this one a lot longer, so it's easier to bend. What was I thinking? So I'll do that on the front ones when I do that. So this worked out good. We have it clamped with a plate underneath. So you're sliding that red hot material. Yes, Dr. Evil molten magma. So you slide it in to sit on there, reach it up to touch, start welding, okay? And also too, we're playing with 3/8 and that stuff over there. There's a thicker web, so it's pointless. We want this bottom smooth and the top we can fill in because we got lots of stuck rods that we can add in. So this worked out pretty good. And then as you winch it up, it's hot and it's starting to cool. So then you have to give it a couple love taps with the small hammer over here, and it worked out good. So this is really worked out good. So after lunch, when the staff is here sober, we'll grab some more of this 3/8 plate so we can brace this in here, because this has to be braced because everything's going to get nasty. Plus there's places to hook chains and safety thingy me bobs on and stuff like that. All right, let's go have some lunch and a victory beer.
Saturday morning in WHO-ville, and it's just after 10 a.m. and as you can see, it is still snowing out here. Not much has come down overnight, and it's still pretty windy out here as well. I have to go do some shopping, but I don't think we'll be doing much in the kingdom this afternoon. Now it's time to let the dogs back in because I can hear them crying and get the skidoo out. Almost 11 a.m. I just got the skidoo out. Now it's time to grab the water jugs and head shopping. Sure is windy out here this morning as well. It looks like it's starting to get a lot nastier. Now let's get going. 11:30 and I just finished shopping for 3 water jugs and 2 bags. It was $100. I didn't really grab much. There wasn't anything on sale, just a few loaves of bread and a couple other things, but I was able to get a ham, which I'll do a video about later. That'll be for Sunday night dinner. Stuffing, potatoes, and the works, so it'll be pretty good. Now it's time to head over to the kingdom and drop everything off. Almost 12 o'clock and I just finished up in the kingdom. It is way too windy out today, so I don't think we'll be doing very much. I know we have to grab another wood tote and cut up some trees and stuff, so my dad has firewood. Now let's head on back into WHO-ville and make lunch. Almost 1:30 and I'm on my way back to the kingdom. I was supposed to go back at 1, but my dad had a late lunch, so he asked me to come over at 1:30, so now I'll head on over there and see what my dad's up to. Just after 1:30 and I made it to the kingdom. It's still pretty windy out today, so we're not going to do much. We do have to get the mini out and come behind the house and grab some of these wood totes here and bring them around to the shop. That way my dad has wood to burn in the stove. Also have to cut up those trees we brought up the other day for him as well and haul those into the shop. Got the mini out and fueled it up. Now my dad's gonna head on over to the trailer with all the sheet metal on it and bring a few plates over. That way he can continue on the salvage sloop in the shop. Once that's done, we'll go get wood and cut up those trees. Looks like he found a piece that is long enough and wide enough, so now we'll drag it on over to the shop. Good thing we have the thumb on the mini here. It works perfectly. Sure is windy out today, so I'm not sure how much of this you'll actually hear. Got the sheet metal up to the shop now. Me and my dad can carry it inside and then go around and get a couple totes of wood and cut up these trees. The trees I'm talking about are the ones right here as well. We picked them up the other day, so now we can cut them up and put them in the shop. Also fill up the wagon here and the wheelbarrow. In behind the house, and now my dad will come with the mini and get a wooden tote or two and drag them over to the shop. We are doing it today because it's nice and cold and really firm out, so it's easier to haul everything across the packed snow and stuff. If we try to do it when it was warm out, everything would get stuck and gouged. Plus the mini has traction right now, so that's pretty good as well. You see how it's sliding on the snow, no problem. If we were to do this when it was warm, it would get stuck because of the sticky snow and would start gouging and stuff like that. Plus the mini didn't have traction, so we would have just been spinning out right now. This is the best way to do it, is when it's nice and cold, so everything just slides along. Looks like he only grabbed the one tote, so now we'll cut up all these trees that are in front of the shop here and haul them inside. We are going to use the mini to hold everything up, that way we don't have to hold the trees, to use the slasher to cut all the branches off them. That looked like a little speed bump right there, not sure if you guys caught that. Got the sheet metal into the shop. Now my dad and I are going to cut up some trees here, just enough to fill up the wagon and the wheelbarrow, that way he has enough wood. If we had more room in the shop, we'd cut up all these trees and stack them inside there, but for the moment we're just going to cut what we need. Alright, I will come help you. 2 2:30 we just filled up the wagon. The mini and the slasher worked perfect. We were able to hold the trees while we slashed them and cut them down to size. Now I'll put the mini away and see what my dad's up to. Just after 2:30 I'm officially done in the kingdom. My dad's also finished with the toboggan here. We're able to get all the wood out of it. Now I can take it back into WHO-ville and do the weather. Almost 3 o'clock and I just made home from the kingdom. Now it's time to put the screw and toboggan away and head inside and let the dogs out. I will be doing weather closer to 5 o'clock or so. Hopefully the wind dies down as well because it sure is windy out today. 5 p.m. and this is the temperature we're sitting at today. It's negative 10 degrees Celsius, which is 14 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It's been pretty windy today and it's trying to snow off and on, but the sun's also coming out right now. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in because I can hear them barking, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, we're having a late coffee because I cut the plates for the front curve here. And this is the same curve this is on the skinny skis because I used that template right here. All right, so that's the curve we got. I don't know if we can see that, Les Nessman. All right, but over here, oops, I forgot my glove. See if we got enough talent. Ooh, I do. I didn't really record my burning. So there's the plates in there, and I weld some chain eyelets or loops or links on there. So that way they come along or the lever hoist can get a good bite to pull them up because this one's going to be a little tricky. But we'll get it and we'll drink more beer till we get it. All right, let's go have a quick coffee and then come back. It should take about an hour to bake these. Yes, we should get the shake and bake. Okay, 5 o'clock and we did it. We got that side on. And the trick was we used this little kindling wood. Yes, this wood here that everybody laughs at us for picking up and everything. It fits nicely in the wood stove. You can toss it in amongst the steel plates that are in there baking. Yes, so that worked out good. All right, so now I got to cool the stove down, cool the shop down because it's unreal. Now I know how Sir Rodney feels on his holiday. All right, so this is what we did on the other side and we copied it to here. So to make sure I had everything right because everything happens fast, I marked everything with the yellow paint marker. So then I could just quickly go from side to side. And the key to this here is this plate is red hot. Like we couldn't film it or nothing. You have to hustle. And the plate is cut short because I know it was going to be fun to try and get into here. All right. So the trick is you have a plate down here and it's clamped very well on both sides. You take your hot plate, slide it into here. All right. So then you do a stitch weld where it's actually touching and weld it down in here. But don't get too fancy of a weld, like you want like an inch or so. And then to get this to work, I don't know if we can see it. I had to weld some eyelets on, okay? So then the clevis went in there, and then the lumber corner from hauling, how would you say, lumber with chains works good for a, how would you say, a pivot or a swivel or whatever, or non-binding item. So that worked out good. That sucked it right up. And with it being a little short, that worked out good. Then I gave it a couple of love taps with a small hammer. So there was a lot of tension on this cable here with the chain come along right here. So that worked out very well. Also too, as it cools, you can hear it crack, okay? But you want that to crack. How would you say it's like boobies in a push-up bra? Once the bra is taken off, you know, the boobies go back to their natural state. So that's what this plate was trying to do, go back. It was heated up, bent to an angle or whatever, remoleculed or something like that. Bill Nile, the science guy, will explain that. So the cracks will happen down in here. These welds here that you first do, that's okay. You want that because now the plate is cooling and you can weld it, okay? So now we can weld more down in here and finish it off. But the main thing is you got to get some good welds on it and work it while it's hot. Okay, now before I can finish out the day, I got to square off the back pieces here, and then I'm basically done plasma cutting and everything like that here on this Salvage Sloop. Also too, because I knew we were going to have lots of tension and everything going forward with that chain come along, I didn't want to hurt myself. So I used up my shorty rods. I welded around the back here, so I sat on my bar stool, enjoyed a beer while it was hot, just like Sir Rodney down on the beach there, but he has an umbrella in his drink. So this is where you use all your shorties or your stuck rods. Okay, that's what you do, and keep going and going until there is none, because we just can't run to the, how'd you say, welding store to buy more. Oh wait, we can order from Princess Auto and have in 5 days. All right, let's get going here. We got lots to do, and we want to finish early tonight so we can, how would you say, celebrate by drinking some beer. We celebrate every night. What an excuse. Okay, just about 6 o'clock in the kingdom, and we're just about done. Yes, we got to do the promo thing. The Pro Point 38 Plus is performing well. We've got a lot of 3/8 material. I'm still on that original tip. Okay, we changed it out when we did the, I think it was the eye bolts, the eye holes up here, and I left it in. So I don't know how many inches I've cut with that tip. It's got to be unreal. But also too, I'm not a perfectionist or anything like that, so if the tip is blowing off at a slight angle, I change the nozzle angle, right? Or the gun angle to correct it. As long as I'm seeing sparks come out the bottom, I'm happy. So this here is one of the tanks that we had saved, and this is where we're getting the 3/8 material. When we do it this side here, we got our, if I had it upside down, I would forget about that angle iron plus the bracketry, and I'd be just booting right along, and then all of a sudden the pieces don't come apart because there's a angle iron welded on. Okay, so that's why it's upside right or whatever this way, okay? Also too, I cut my pieces to get rid of the holes in the material, all right? Because these pieces here go down over here, all right? So that's where a hole can be. Like, it's not going to affect anything or anything like that, or let water into the sloop or whatever it is. So that's why there's a reason for that, and it worked out very well. So probably only one more beer. We just got to smack those out, chip them off, and then tack weld them in here, and then we can call it a day. So one more beer to go, and then we're done for the day, unless the boss comes in and has some other plans. He's such an asshole. Okay, it was only one beer to weld those on, and this Salvage Sloop looks like a sloop now, not something from scrap metal, all out of proportion. That looks good. I'm very pleased with today. We had to work and hustle because the pieces, when they were hot, right down here and over there, way over there, they had to be installed right now. So the pressure was on, so everything is good. I'm very pleased. We will have a few drinks to celebrate, and hopefully Sir Rodney sends us pictures of him and his drinks with umbrellas in it. So we brought in the nightly wood. Okay, so we just put a little bit of this in the wood stove, being fresh killed trees, and then we mix in some of this kindling wood, and we get a nice slow burn. That's the kindling wood. Yes, we have to clean up a mess, so we're burning it in the wood stove. All right, let's go check on the flags. Okay, we're done for the day. I haven't stocked up the wood stove, so there's some lame ass smoke coming out. All right, I got my hand over the Lily Tomlin mic. That wind is cold. It's sunny and clear, but chilly willy. We're not used to it. We had, what, a week of warm weather? And look at the flags and that WASP flag in the back. It went to flag school. It knows how to untangle itself. So this time around, it's tangled. When I turn my back, it'll be untangled. That's the ladies of WASP. All right, let's go have some... Oh, we got to walk the dogs, drink some more beer, make a video. Talk to you later.